Chapter 156, 135 Iron Crotch Cultivation, 3K for monthly ticket, please subscribe. Back to the main story. Anyone who advances to the top 30 in the Sioux City branch's Hidden Dragon competition can qualify for next January's Super Hidden Dragon Tournament, held at the Dragon City Martial Arts University headquarters, to compete with the top talents from the 5 branches and the headquarters for the title of Top 10 Dragons of Dragon City. The so-called Top 10 Dragons of Dragon City are the top 10 from the Hidden Dragon competition, and they essentially represent the highest standard of all students under 35 years old at Dragon City Martial Arts University for that year. 10 of the strongest martial artists and 10 of the most powerful fighters. They are the notable figures of the school this year and the objects of admiration and pursuit for young men and women. They can represent the school in the 100 Schools Martial Arts Contest and the Peak Martial Arts Tournament, held by the Martial Arts Department and a coalition of 24 schools. The former is a celebration for all martial arts universities with even higher attention. The latter is a game for top-level martial arts universities with substantial relevance. The age requirement for both is under 35 years old. Lu Chenju has no chance in the 100 Schools Martial Arts Contest and Peak Martial Arts Tournament this year. With his current 8th rank cultivation, he's far from making the top 10 dragons of Dragon City. According to the information he saw on the school forum, last year's martial artist group in the top 10 dragons all had the strength of the Extreme Limit realm, and Wang Hongdao has a chance to compete this year. The Sioux City branch has just been established and started recruiting, and the students' foundations are too weak to compete with those geniuses at the headquarters. The other branches don't have any impressive figures either. If he really becomes one of the top 10, Lu Chenju will gain renown at Dragon City Martial Arts University. It's the same with other top universities, with titles like Imei's 10 Heroes, Dragon and Tiger's 10 Truths, Kunlun's 10 Swords. Each one is more formidable than the last. July 1. Qi Blood Measurement Room. Qi Blood value 4.66. Leaving the measurement room, Lu Chenju looked at the 45 great merits on his campus card. Let's learn Iron Crotch skill. There were several things he remembered vividly. One was Wang Keiying's Black Dragon 18 Hands technique called Desperate Plunder. Second was Leopard Woman's devastating kick to the cultist. Third was Blood Feather Demoness's Yin Slash. From this, it was clear that women as creatures tend to attack the groin subconsciously. Protecting little brother starts with me. Chenju pushed the door open and asked Lu Chenju, "What's going on? Are we still scheduling combat training?" He was perplexed internally. Even if the Heavenly King himself came, it was freaking impossible to advance from great success to perfection in the Arhat skill in half a month. If someone actually could, they could go suppress the Kangshan Dragon King in the clouds. Cults, void things, black knights with prosthetics, smash all their goddamn teeth out. "Teacher, I would like to learn Iron Crotch skill." As soon as Lu Chenju finished, Mrs. Chen laughed out loud as she was playing with the twins in the living room. She came to the doorway, looked at Lu Chenju, then glanced at Chenju. "This kid really is like you," Chenju said seriously. "You've thought this through. Iron Crotch skill, although it is a third-rate hard qigong, is quite special to practice and more difficult to learn than Iron Sand Palm or Iron Leg skill. If you do want to learn this martial art before you are proficient, you will need to find a professional for your combat training. If you hit the wrong spot, well, you know. Please teach me, teacher." To learn a new martial art, the cost is a flat rate of 10 great merits, including 8 lessons. With your talent, it should be enough for a beginner. If there are extra lessons, I will allocate them for combat practice. Okay. After deducting 10 great merits, Lu Chenju was taken by Chenju to the attic. Mrs. Chen couldn't help but remind him, "Husband, you should be careful. Iron Crotch skill is not like the others. With other cross-training, at most it was 100 days to heal a bone fracture. Messing up here could mean the end of one's lineage, at the lightest. Though technology has advanced today, prosthetics for delicate parts are still a problem. Don't worry, I've got it figured out." Training room. Chenju first introduced Lu Chenju to the acupoints near the crotch area and human anatomy knowledge. He took off his shirt to reveal his upper body, shining with golden light, and said, "The practice of Iron Crotch skill is divided into soft groin skill and hard groin skill. Soft groin skill is the method of contraction of the yang into the belly, and it's best to practice at a younger age, with a pure yang child body being optimal. I'm still a virgin. Although you are a virgin, you are a bit old. It's extremely difficult for an older virgin to practice soft groin skill, and contraction of the yang into the belly has some side effects for men. My advice is to follow the path of hard groin skill. I'll listen to the teacher. Chenju continued. Practice of hard groin skill involves working with the body's acupoints. The stages include pushing the abdomen, separating yin and yang, kneading the abdomen, twirling the cord, kneading the spheres, pushing the spheres, twirling the spheres, hanging sands, hammering the spheres, hammering the root, hammering the kidneys, a total of 11 steps. I will teach you the specific practices in these 8 lessons using a human body model. If you understand, you can try it out in the martial arts room next door. As for the combat practice, I will only take care of striking your regular parts. You'll have to handle the private parts. You can start slower and gentler at the beginning. Iron crotch skill, although a third-rate hard qigong, has a difficulty higher than that of arhat skill just to begin because it requires tempering private parts. Once proficient, progress will quicken, with no difference from normal third-rate hard qigong. Thank you, teacher. This kind of martial arts training is, after all, somewhat inconvenient. In the days that followed, Lu Chenju attended lessons at Chenju's house every day. Having practiced iron crotch skill for so long, Lu Chenju was one of the few who wanted to train it. Chenju's usual teaching focused on dragon form, and hard qigong was not popular. Consequently, he taught with extra care, as training hard qigong in this era was a matter of true love. It took Lu Chenju 6 lessons to reach the beginner level of iron crotch skill. He had thought he was pretty useless. Chenju was shocked when he learned about it. It had taken him a full 10 lessons just to get to the beginner level. That day, Chenju said, "Your cross-training talent is quite impressive. I'll schedule your remaining 2 lessons for sparring, and afterwards you can decide whether to purchase more lessons based on your actual situation." He knew that Lu Chenju had no money. But his own time was precious too, and he couldn't offer sparring sessions for free. "Teacher, if you have the time, I'd like to continue with another 10 lessons." Lu Chenju didn't plan on saving his great merit. There was no need to hoard it. Apart from within the school, there was no place to use great merit. Whatever could be bought with great merit could also be bought with money, and if he really ran short on great merit, he could always exchange money for it. The main concern was his brother's cultivation. He dared not take it lightly. At the very least, he needed to become proficient before he could practice on his own. All right, let's finish up the remaining 2 sparring lessons first. Chenju watched the serious Lu Chenju, feeling somewhat gratified inside. Cultivation of hard qigong was a lonely path, and it was nice to have company. Su Middle District. As the golden crow set in the west, the horizon was dyed with layers of red glow. Outside the beautiful Life Plastic Surgery Hospital, pedestrians gradually thinned out. Because of the Tehu virtual calamity, people's daily rhythms had changed from the past. All organizations and schools arranged for early departures and returns, trying to prevent citizens from going out at night. Round the hospital, in the office buildings, apartments, and malls, armed special police dispersed the crowds, found their positions, and silently set up sniper rifles. On the rooftops of buildings around the hospital lay 8 figures. Their shapes varied, all harboring a terrifying aura, coiled and ready to strike, clearly martial artists. And all passages leading out of the hospital were blocked by police cars, with at least 100 armed officers surrounding the hospital completely, including masters of dark force and the Hua realm. A modified anti-void police car slowly stopped, and a towering figure clad in uniform stepped out, wearing heavy allium-bedded boots. Lu Feng stretched lazily like a tiger, looking at the hospital in front of him. Suddenly, a deadly aura enveloped the outside. The hospital staff were bewildered by the situation. A portly Mediterranean hospital director ran out with a smile. "Officer, what's going on?" Lu Feng showed his badge and said calmly, "We received a tip-off that someone here is trafficking human organs. Starting now, all staff members of the hospital are not allowed to leave and must submit to our inspection." The director's face turned panicked, clearly startled. "Trafficking human organs? Impossible, we are a cosmetic surgery clinic." Moreover, seeing such a deployment, it couldn't possibly be over something minor like trafficking organs. The police only mobilized to this extent for major incidents involving the 3 harms. "Just cooperate with our work, Director." Lu Feng ordered his team to take temporary control of the director. He walked into the hospital alone, looking at the panicked figures. "Don't worry, everyone just stay put." The doctors and nurses were already paralyzed with fear. They saw behind the towering man a massive black beast with glossy fur that stood taller than a human. The beast raised its head, a ghastly face with sharp fangs. Drooling, it sniffed around. Lu Feng walked step by step. Without him needing to act, all the medical staff who saw him naturally collapsed to the ground, unable to move their limbs. He went upstairs to an office in a corner. Gilded Dr. Chen Yanjing. Lu Feng heard someone inside. He knocked on the door and counted down from 3 seconds, but no one opened it. He extended his finger and flicked. Bang! The sturdy wooden door instantly shattered, cracks spreading across the surrounding walls. Lu Feng stepped in, seeing the figure standing by the balcony. "Is this how an officer breaks the law and damages our hospital's property?" Chen Yanjing turned around, lifted his gold-rimmed glasses, and said with a smile. Seeing this man's demeanor, Lu Feng had a sure answer in his heart. It seemed Chen Zhen's guess was correct. The real culprit behind the scenes was this seemingly refined Dr. Chen. He said calmly, "Dr. Chen, please come with me." Chen Yanjing's mood shifted slightly, and with a shrugging and open palm gesture, he laughed. "But I'm about to have a surgery soon." Seeing Chen Yanjing's attitude, Lu Feng had no patience for nonsense. He snapped his fingers. The evil tiger ghost behind him roared, and an invisible force actually shattered the office windows. With a display of ferocious teeth and claws, the evil tiger lunged directly at Chen Yanjing. "Lu Feng, attacking me, a law-abiding citizen, for no reason. Until now, I don't even know what I've done wrong." While he spoke of being wronged, the seemingly weak and refined Chen Yanjing had an elusive figure, dodging the tiger's attack in a blink. Seeing this, Lu Feng had his answer. A smirk appeared on his lips as he said, "Now I have evidence." The evidence was this man's ability, which had nothing to do with martial arts. Lu Feng's style of handling matters differed from Chen Zhen. In his view, if an enemy could potentially be involved in the 3 harms, then the order was to execute first and report afterward. If it turned out to be a wrongful accusation, compensation afterward would suffice. Efficiency above all. Today's noon update is delivered. Starting tomorrow, all updates will be at noon, released together for your information. Chapter 157, 136 Ghost Tigers Fierce Might, 3.7K. P.S. Some setting changes were made to previous parts of the story, with the levels above true skill and martial arts realm no longer existing, hence perfection is now the ultimate limit. Roar! The fury-filled roar of evil tiger echoed between heaven and earth, serving as a signal for the snipers who had been lying in wait in various regions to pull the triggers in their hands. Bang, 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 bang. 4 excellent snipers fired their guns simultaneously from different positions. Even for martial artists, without the ability to withstand directly, one could be severely wounded if not killed today. Facing cultists, the snipers used large-caliber bullets made especially for them, extremely powerful. Yet Chen Yanjing was not flustered in the slightest. After the bullets passed through his body, as if passing through air, they hit the ground directly, blasting big pits the diameter of a human head. His figure ignited on its own, transforming into a burning effigy over 10 feet tall. Lu Feng's brow slightly furrowed. Physical virtualization, that's a bit troublesome. According to his teacher, only the high-ranking members of cults were possibly able to achieve physical virtualization through immense divine power, thereby avoiding most physical damage. He had seen the enemy behind the scenes repeatedly target a bunch of kids and fail time and again, so he originally thought he was just dealing with small fry, only to find it was a big shark. With a single step, he stood right before Chen Yanjing. His right hand was covered in a dark, ink-like dense color. The pale luminescence signified the release from the first shackles of innate strength. The thin glow signified the release from the second shackles of innate true qi. But for a martial arts master like him, this special power was an extraordinary power martial arts true gang, transformed after true qi, capable of handling void things and vanquishing ghosts and deities. At his level, the realm of true gang was as rich as substance. What a pity! Had I not been worried about a grandmaster making a move, I would have been quite keen to have a match with Officer Liu and see whether your invincible body honed inside out is tougher, or if the true god power within me is stronger. Let's meet again in the future, shall we? Facing the onslaught of aggressive fist moves, Chen Yanjing dodged with a specter-like flicker amidst laughter and talk. His illusory shapes filled the office, thick and numerous, indistinguishable between real and fake. Evil skill might not be as effective in frontal assault as martial arts, but in terms of survival and trickery, it was far ahead. Due to certain restrictions of the Void Realm, it would take a long time for cult forces to catch up with human martial arts in the real world. Hence, evil gods and their followers invested their skill points into evasion, disguise, hiding, stealth, brainwashing, and other tricky endeavors. Otherwise, in a direct confrontation, let alone martial arts, just the high-tech weapons alone could blast the cult to smithereens. Therefore, the cult could only sneak around and tackle small operations. This was why Chen Yanjing was so confident. He might not defeat Lu Feng, but Lu Feng wouldn't be able to injure him either. Seeing this, Lu Feng's entire body's pores started to inhale and exhale breath. Roar! It was like the roaring sound of an engine shaking the heavens and earth. His muscles swelled up as his body height increased to 2 meters in a short time. The chi-po of the heavenly demon's shadow exteriorized, and with the wind, it enlarged into a fearsome beast over 10 feet tall. The terrifying chi power, like a tornado, swept away everything in the office. The blood flame effigy was affected, looking disheveled in the wind and slowing down in form. He was being affected by an invisible force, his virtualization becoming sluggish. Chen Yanjing exclaimed, "This is the embryonic form of the spiritual chi field. Are you on the brink of becoming a grandmaster?" According to headquarters, if one broke the fourth shackles in martial arts, one could comprehend the grandmaster chi field. This thing was a treasure that could counter most virtualization techniques. That's why he was so wary of grandmasters. Lu Feng's chi field, although weak and insubstantial, probably hadn't yet stepped into the grandmaster level, but it was already affecting him significantly. "I can't stay in Sioux City anymore." The police force of Sioux City was about to give rise to a grandmaster-level figure. It was going to be tough to mix in after that. Generally, grandmasters didn't stay in the police force. At most, they would be invited by the police to exorcise demons when needed. Chen Yanjing instantly had no intention of further combat and only thought of escape as the best strategy. Against a martial arts grandmaster, only a cult protector could contend with them. In Sioux City, the highest responsible person of the Heart Happiness sect was indeed him. The squad leader and protectors were too hard to cultivate. "I hate this ghostly mumbo-jumbo the most." Lu Feng seemed like a different person at this moment, enveloped in the rich true gang as if he was wearing a flowing pitch-black demon armor. The spiritual body of the evil tiger projected behind him injected itself into his body and transformed into the pattern of a winged ghost tiger on the chest of his demon armor. Ghost tiger domineering body. Heavenly demon descent without any taboos. Bang! Lu Feng turned into a black light and flashed forward. Chen Yanjing barely broke free from the black chi storm. His body went straight through the wall, just like those spiritual forms. Lu Feng crashed forth, instantly blasting a large hole in the solid wall. He couldn't do the wall penetration technique, but he could crash through walls. At the same time, atop high-rise buildings outside, martial artists rushed over nimbly, lightly leaping to cling onto the second-floor wall of the beauty clinic. They broke through the window and entered, intercepting along Chen Yanjing's inevitable path, intending to tackle the enemy together. Under normal circumstances, these men were naturally no match for Chen Yanjing. But now, with Lu Feng pressing him hard, he was racing against time. Chen Yanjing was well aware. Without paying a price today, he would certainly be defeated here. The blood flames expanded to form a peacock shadow with a wingspan of 3 yards, waves of intense heat spreading. On his right chest emerged a heart in the shape of a beauty head. At the thought, the heart throbbed thunderously as if about to self-destruct. "Divine Art's Heart Barrier." Lu Feng shouted to the martial artists outside. "Fall back, everyone. I will handle this person. You're no match for him." The thick blood plasma burst forth from the heart, instantly filling the room. The sea of blood pushed everything aside, forcing the martial artists to retreat. Chapter 158, 136 Ghost Tiger's Fierce Might 3, 7K/2. Fortunately, Lu Feng had warned them in time, and everyone was safe and sound. Bang! The pitch-black demon burst through the wall, letting out a roar that shook the heavens and earth. His tiger roar actually tore a passage through the sea of blood. Lu Feng looked towards the central vortex, where half of the blood flame figure was already submerged. Lu Feng, expressionless, swung his right fist. Rumble. Roar. Within the fist wind, the ghost tiger's mighty aura appeared. It suddenly bit at the blood flame phantom, whose bloody arms transformed into giant claws, barely blocking the ghost tiger's biting. The ghost tiger gripped its prey, stepping backward, struggling briefly before falling below. Without hesitation, Chen Yanjing severed his arms, and his figure completely disappeared into the vortex. Lu Feng, you've damaged my divine body. I'll remember this, squad leader. The extreme resentment in Chen Yanjing's voice echoed. The sea of blood disappeared. Lu Feng stood in place, his gaze ice-cold. The ghost tiger lowered its head, handing him a pair of bloody arms. It was Chen Yanjing's. Virtualization was not absolutely invincible. I never expected Sioux City to be hiding such a big fish. Lu Feng hadn't been with the police for long and hadn't dealt with cults much, but throughout the nation, it was rare to see cultists who could match the might of someone who had breached the third shackles. On one hand, the cults in Dazia were weak, and on the other, these individuals were well hidden. The fingers of the severed arm in his hand were still twitching. Eventually, they stiffly formed a middle finger gesture in mockery before losing their sinister power. Truly a bunch of indestructible vermin. Lu Feng's brow furrowed. This evil technique was completely unreasonable. Other martial artists looked equally grim. The strength of Chen Yanjing was beyond imagination. After following Lu Feng for so many years, this was the first time they encountered a cultist who managed to escape from under Lu Feng's grasp. Lu Feng exhaled a breath of turbid air and calmly said, "Notify headquarters, search the entire city. This strange teleportation spell likely doesn't have a long range. Chen Yanjing, having lost his arms, has significantly weakened." Lu Feng, judging by Chen Yanjing's resentment, guessed that even with evil techniques, regenerating arms might not be possible. Besides, many evil techniques required hand gestures, so he suspected Chen Yanjing might lie low, afraid to move around Sioux City until he had healed. During this time, the Heart Happiness sect would likely not dare to cause trouble. Lu Feng coldly continued. Place all direct kin of the renegade under surveillance, restrict their movement and major expenditures. Those studying at martial arts university should contact the school to drop out. Even if they are not involved, control them. If this traitor still retains some conscience, he should turn himself in from abroad. Remember this, everyone. As martial artists, we must face the almighty calm. If capable, you can break free of your shackles to extend your life. Moreover, as technology progresses and opportunities arise in the void realm, mankind might one day develop something to prolong life. Betraying colleagues and country to follow demons and monsters is utterly base. Many martial artists nodded in agreement. Understood. This traitor truly caused misfortune for his own family. From now on, his descendants would be barred from any significant positions. Some elder martial artists sighed in frustration. Lu Feng said, "Let this be a lesson. If Zhang Fei surrenders, perhaps through him we can get to Chen Yanjing and uproot the influence of the Heart Happiness sect in Sioux City completely." He grabbed the severed arm and leapt down from the second floor. The evil calamity has worsened. Chen Yanjing might just be the tip of the iceberg in the dark world. First, let's have the security department investigate cosmetic clinics across the nation thoroughly. When you find one cockroach at home, there are actually many more. Beneath the daylight of Sioux City and even Dazia, undercurrents surge and evil grows more rampant. July 20, Chen Ju's home. Iron crotch skill, beginner 100%, right arrow skilled 1%. Hearing the prompt, Lu Chenju felt an incessant, blazing warmth in his kidneys and the crotch region, as if a small sun were fiercely blazing there. He had the illusion that he could flip heaven and earth. Lu Chenju clasped his fists towards Chenju and said, "Thank you, teacher. I should be proficient now. I won't trouble you any further." His great merit had only 15 points remaining. The crotch area he could reach by himself, and now that he was well versed in it, there was no need to waste money. Besides, this also delayed Chenju's cultivation. Chenju nodded and said with a smile, "Not bad becoming proficient in just 20 lessons. You are indeed a cross-training prodigy. Although cross-training is less significant than the internal styles today, since you have the talent, as long as it doesn't interfere with your main profession, you can continue on this path, and perhaps achieve surprising effects." He remembered Lu Feng. Below a grandmaster, few could rival him, A pity that for some reasons he did not attend the last Wanbang martial arts competition. Otherwise, he would have definitely been a force on the Earth list. I will. Lu Chenju turned and left. After becoming proficient in the iron crotch skill, not only had his younger brother grown stronger, but more importantly, his kidneys had become increasingly robust, enabling him to remain in a high-energy state at all times. This was beneficial for eliminating various toxins from his body, speeding up metabolism, and aiding internal style cultivation. Not to mention when it came to sexual matters. The teacher said, in the old world, there were people who mastered the iron crotch skill to the point where they could use their manhood as if it were a wheel hub, uncuttable by knives, untoppable by spears, with yang qi like blazing flames. If void things transformed into beautiful women or beautiful fox demons tried to drain their life, they would be burned alive by the robust yang qi, or would flee in terror. This is also a method to overcome the void. If it was effective against void things, Lu Chenju would practice it. Of course, old legends likely had their exaggerations, but undoubtedly, boosting yang qi was real. The blazing warmth in the Yangtze acupoint that Lu Chenju had already cultivated clearly grew stronger. This breakthrough realm had also slightly improved his qi blood, a small yet significant victory. Upon returning home, after practicing the heavenly pile, Lu Chenju scrolled through his cell phone. Many groups were discussing something. Recently, Beautiful Life Hospital was suspected to have cult members exposed, now implicating hundreds of stores nationwide. Rumors said the martial arts department was secretly collaborating with the security department for a large-scale undercover investigation. Since these were all hearsay, the truth was uncertain. But such things generally did not arise without cause. Beautiful Life. Lu Chenju remembered the flyer. Does this hospital really have issues? Could it be related to the cult? Lu Chenju despised cults. After all, he was a victim. With this thought, he made a call. Chen Zhen's voice came from the other end. What's up, Chenju? Officer Chen, have there been any leads on the Blood Flames woman we discussed the other day? Lu Chenju always felt that his two encounters with the beauty head were not coincidences. He feared that someone from the cult was trying to harm him in secret, considering he was also a prodigy. Chen Zhen paused for a moment before replying. I had my suspicions earlier but lacked evidence, which is why I didn't inform you. Now I can tell you, the Blood Flames woman and the mastermind behind the virtual incident at Hayatai Villa are the same person. Who? Sioux City's top doctor at Beautiful Life Hospital, Chen Yangjing. Chen Yangjing. Lu Chenju's thoughts uncontrollably drifted back to that night. The two handing out flyers, the harassed woman. Chapter 159, 137 Divine Communication Skill, 2.8K. Lu Chenju spoke with a calm that carried a chilling coldness. I've heard this name before. Lu Chenju recounted the events of that night to Chen Zhen. Chen Zhen sighed and said, who would have thought a plastic surgeon, a social elite often in the public eye, would actually be a member of a cult? He was able to obtain your information and hide among the common folk for so many years because he was protected by our armed police instructor, Zhang Fei. The two were in cahoots, causing trouble in secret. To this, Lu Chenju was unable to offer any comment. In this mortal world, there are the three poisons: greed, anger, and delusion. The nature of humanity, good and evil, has always been so. Lu Chenju asked, has Zhang Fei been captured? Chen Zhen shook his head. Not yet. He vanished into thin air on the night of your field training and likely fled abroad in advance. He might have learned of Chen Yanjing's assassination attempt failure and feared his own exposure, so he was possibly sent away by members of the cult. Escaping abroad with the means of a martial artist to lands infested with demons and evil spirits. Capturing him would indeed be difficult. Chen Zhen said, if it weren't for Chen Yanjing exposing some clues in his two attempts to assassinate you, we wouldn't have discovered him. You should still be careful. In this era, a genius is like a thorn in the eye of cults. Chen Yuan was also targeted for assassination this year. Which faction was it? It's not clear yet. Dragon and Tiger Academy is investigating it. Has Chen Yanjing been captured? He used an evil skill that allowed him to teleport, and it's unknown where he has gone. Currently, Sioux City's police are conducting a citywide search. However, his strength has been compromised, and he likely won't dare to make a move in Sioux City in the short term. Dazia has been studying ways to counter the cults, but since they are rooted in the void realm, our understanding of that place is very limited. We can only grope for experience bit by bit. The struggle against the cults will inevitably be a protracted war. Hearing this, Lu Chenju was slightly relieved. Under the harsh crackdown, the cult should remain quiet for a while. Making a move at this time would easily lead to capture. What he could do was to rapidly enhance his strength. Thank you, Officer Chen, for your hard work. Please also stay safe. After hanging up the phone, Lu Chenju opened the official website of the Beautiful Life Company. He found the face of the man with gold-rimmed glasses, scholarly and handsome. Chen Yanjing. He etched this name in his heart. This person had attempted to assassinate him twice. In the future, he would surely return the favor. The mighty Yangtze River flows ceaselessly eastward. Outside the ancient city of Jinling, in a river segment where the waters surge and the muddy riverbed is filled with silt, lies an ancient, rotting coffin, half buried in sand and mud. The lid of the coffin is half open, and through the gaps, a faint red glow flickers intermittently. Occasionally, small fish enter, but they never emerge again. The interior of the coffin is gloomy and profound, without the light of day. On its bottom, there is a mural depicting 7 graceful fairy-like figures swirling around a magnificent woman with a solemn and divine presence, backed by a vast divine radiance. This atmosphere is as if from a fairyland. Right now, a figure missing both arms is in deep slumber in the center of the mural. His face is serene. It is Chen Yanjing. Suddenly, he opens his eyes. Lu Feng, you destroyed my divine body. I will never rest until you are dead. If the severed arms were beside him, he might still try to reattach them using a certain divine art. But now, there's no hope. As far as he knows, recreating arms requires the 4th grade divine skill, White Lotus Bone Formation, a method that only a protector can master. Divine skills are incredibly potent, and the requirements for obtaining and executing them are exceedingly stringent. First, one needs divine wisdom, the root of divine communication. Without divine wisdom, there is no qualification to communicate with the divine. The stronger the divine wisdom, the better the divinity, able to bear more divine power and complete a higher level of transformation and metamorphosis. Such individuals are the most favored by the divine. Only with divine wisdom can one become a core believer. To advance to incense master level, one must further please the deities, practice the communication with God skill, that is, the way to communicate with deities and obtain divine powers. The communication with God skill of the Heart Happiness sect is known as the Forget Sorrow Heart scripture. The stronger the divine wisdom and the more devout the heart, the quicker one can practice the communication with God skill. To execute divine skills above the incense master level, the communication with God skill is fundamental. It is the way gods select divine sons or divine daughters. Only the most outstanding can become a divine son or daughter. From then on, they represent divine authority, becoming gods in the human world. This is the ultimate pursuit of every believer. In short, all the abilities of a believer are inseparable from pleasing the deities. Chen Yanjing wasted 2 blood bodhisattva seeds to obtain a 3rd-class divine seed. Damn it, I can't return to Sioux City for now. Without arms, my divine body is flawed and I can't perform many divine arts. My strength is greatly reduced now. Chen Yanjing recites a spell, and a heart emerges from his right chest. This is the 3rd grade divine gift, the Heart Aperture Ghost, crafted from the 2nd heart I obtained through my own sublimation. It serves as the nurturing ground for the blood bodhisattva and also acts as the sex communication device. In order to break free from Lu Feng, I had forcefully used all the energy contained within it to cast a powerful divine art, which caused me no small amount of backlash. Now, it's not just Lu Feng, even a common martial arts master would not be my match. An indignant voice echoed from the heart. Chen Yanjing, why did you expose yourself? The speaker was a squad leader at the North American headquarters of the Heart Happiness sect, responsible for liaising with squad leaders hidden within Da Zia, and who was also the person who led Chen Yanjing into the sect initially. I don't know. You acted on your own. I did it for the divine sect. Now with Sioux City left headless, the missionary work has come to a halt. Do you understand your crime? I understand my crime, and suggest that Hall Master ye temporarily take charge. It's too late. Headquarters plans to temporarily withdraw from Sioux City. Move to where? That's not your concern for now, just stand by. All right, I have one more thing to report. Speak. The martial police instructor from Stone Lake Branch, Zhang Fei, should be arriving at Silver Eagle soon. He is a martial arts practitioner who has sworn a divine oath and can be put to good use. In addition, the ranking of Lufeng from Sioux City Dragon Marshal needs to be raised. Even my full-blooded bodhisattva, attacking by surprise, failed to kill him. I recommend raising his rank to the same level as Wang Hongdao. Lufeng noted. Once the communication finished, Chen Yanjing lay down in the coffin, closing his eyes to fall into a deep sleep. Sioux City, I shall return as a squad leader. He intended to temporarily seal his divine power with a divine art and enter hibernation, which could last from as short as half a year to as long as 3 to 5 years or even a decade, until the divine artifact self-healed. In his current weakened state, not to mention a skilled opponent like Lufeng, even a random martial arts master could subdue him. He could not afford to go out and recklessly expose himself. Upon waking, he would devise a plan for revenge. The days flew by, and it was July 30th. In the Fangshan region, the Class 3 martial arts success meeting at Dragon City High School proceeded as scheduled, with Lufeng busy with cultivation and not attending the scene to watch. However, he knew that Liu Huan, with his 7th rank peak Chi Blood and General Armor Removal Force, had defeated all opponents to claim first place. Liu Huan had obtained a Class A evaluation in last year's winter exam. Sadly, he was rated Class B in the recent summer exam. His teacher said he would have a chance at Class A if he was 8th rank. In the end, Liu Huan was unable to skip grades for enrollment without exams, which somewhat disappointed Lufeng. He had thought Liu Huan would soon join him in the genius class. The next morning, as the sun rose in the east, warming hearts, Lufeng inhaled the chi of Stone Lake water and concluded his heavenly pile cultivation, feeling a vigorous heat flow surging from the ankle of his right hand, accumulating within some hidden recess. Harnessing the energy of the morning sun to nurture the yang pool, which could subdue yin evil. The 17th aperture has opened. He took a shower and then measured his chi blood. Chi blood value 4.76. It has increased a bit more, not far from 5 now. 5.16 is the chi blood standard for 9th rank. He looked towards the martial arts tree. Tiger Spirit Divine Fist, Mastery 74%. For straight martial arts, typically at the small success or great success realm before comprehending Hua realm. This varies depending on an individual's comprehension. The teachers have said that while the Hua realms of different martial arts vary, if they come from the same style, the differences wouldn't be significant. For Tiger Form Fist, for instance, the Hua realm types commonly comprehended are mainly General Armor Removal Force, Mountain Separating Bull Striking Force, and Earth Dragon Flipping Strength. The Hua realms for strong and vigorous fist techniques like Dragon Form, Bear Form, Leopard Form, and Lion Form are similar. For Ape Form, Snake Form, and Bird Form, there are generally Levitating Willow Force, Drunk Elder Never Fall Strength, Weak Water 100 Transforming Force, and Heavenly Spider Entangling Silk Strength. Of course, there's no absolute in Hua realm's comprehension. Lufeng's comprehension of Yin-Yang Umbrella Spin from Elephant Form Fist, and the Heavenly Spider Entangling Silk Strength mastered by his senior sister are actually more common among Tai Chi practitioners. The concept of Hua realm is also the core philosophy of Tai Chi. Each style has its domain where it excels. Badi Fist is renowned for its vigorous Ming force. Elephant Form Fist is versatile in Dark Force. Tai Chi boxing is the pinnacle of Hua realm mastery. The present martial arts system is the result of the Martial Arts Association's extensive research through history, drawing on a wide array of influences, and integrating several thousand years of Da Zia's martial arts culture. The morning's Grandmaster Public Lecture. Today's lecture was by Dragon King Jing Longwang Wusheng. Today we'll mainly discuss how to learn its momentum. What is momentum? It's the natural energy that arises from the combination of the human spirit and body. The same principle applies to other life forms. To learn from the tiger's momentum is to understand its energy, to unite the energy of both human and tiger. The Grandmaster continued without pause. After listening, Lufeng was enlightened. He felt that his fist theory should be settled at this level now. It was not blind confidence. His recent bouts and combats had proved that he could completely merge the tiger's momentum with himself, the human and tiger fusion. Chapter 160, 138 Tigers and Swallows Fight 4K. The concept of boxing realm is as elusive as the realm of intent. It can be understood but not conveyed in words. Even when a grandmaster expounds upon it, it's but a summation of their own experiences and realizations. After the public class, Lu Chenju eagerly raised his hand to ask a question. He shared his understanding of elephant form with Grandmaster Wu and asked for his comments. Ever since he became familiar with Wu Zun, Grandmaster Wu's public classes often favored him, allowing him to ask questions. Wu Zun always mentioned to the Grandmaster how impressively fast Lu Chenju was in opening his acupoints, and combined with Lu's exceptional performance lately, it piqued the Grandmaster's interest. Hearing this, Grandmaster Wu pondered for a moment and said, "Your insight holds some truth, indicating that you've begun to step away from the simple confines of form and entered the deeper domain of intent. At this stage in the boxing realm, your heart and fist unite. With every move you make, you can emanate an aura that is uniquely your own." "Thank you, Grandmaster." With the Grandmaster's response, that was more than sufficient. His question was, in fact, difficult to answer. Wu Sheng floated up and strode away. While Lu Chenju was deep in thought, Shi Ruyu came up to him. "Junior brother, remember to look for me after class in the afternoon." "All right." The day afternoon, Jai Feiyan returned, and to celebrate the successful reunion of the three true inheritors, Jai Xuantong had reserved the heavenly immortal drunken bistro. As Lu Chenju guessed, the eldest sister had reached 9th rank and volunteered to support the understaffed southern regions of North Marshall. She and Shi Ruyu were assigned to Class 2. Class 2 is considered the cream of the crop among the ordinary classes, mainly consisting of students with intermediate root bones and above-average comprehension, or instant enlightenments. Liu Huan will enroll next year and is likely to end up in Class 2. As long as one performs well, there's hope to ascend from the ordinary classes to the martial genius class. At 10 in the morning, the heavenly pile class. Wu Zun, repeating a well-trodden lecture, said, "The Shenmen acupoint is crucial. Your previously opened Yang pool and Yangtze acupoints are all of Yang attribute. As the saying, isolated Yang cannot last goes, only by balancing Yin and Yang can one find the true path. The Shenmen plays a role in harmonizing the Yang Qi in your body. It also enhances your resistance and immunity to the evil Yin Qi and the invasion of void things. Moreover, Shenmen is the key acupoint for some martial arts, such as the famous first-class martial art, Divine Gate 9 swords created by the Grandmaster Zhang Zhu from the Wuding lineage. Have you heard of it?" Of course, Lu Chenju had heard of the illustrious name Zhang Zhu. Just like the Shaolin ancestor, both pivotal figures occupying entire chapters in martial arts history textbooks. In terms of status, Zhang Zhu was even above the elephant form ancestor Ling Kong Shangren. Naturally, they weren't from the same era, so there's no basis for comparison. Among the 24 top martial arts universities, many specialized in swordsmanship. Unfortunately, he had no interest in swordsmanship. Only fist technique could truly stir his passion. Hence, he always felt that Dragon City Martial Arts University was a better fit for him. The specialty is more important than the university itself. After the heavenly pile class, Lu Chenju had mastered the 18th acupoint. Watching his departing figure, Wu Zun timed it. 40 days. It seems that this year, this youngster has the potential to be rated as a special martial arts talent. In the talent rating system of the top martial arts universities, special category is essentially the common ceiling. Currently, in the martial genius class of 8, not a single one is ranked as special talent. Even Wang Hongdao is still a touch away, indicating the value of this particular rating. Above special, there's only one rating. Martial arts genius. Only those with the martial bone Dao embryo, or with both root bone and comprehension at the upper level, who have also passed through rounds of scrutiny and been approved by both the university president and the Grandmaster Committee, can be selected. A martial arts genius, as long as they don't die young, is guaranteed to become a Grandmaster. And if they work hard and courageously, reaching breakthrough 5th, breakthrough 6th, breakthrough 7th are all within reach. Each martial arts genius is the face and pride of a top martial university, able to choose their own Grandmaster as their true inheritance, thus acquiring the Grandmaster's teachings without the need for great merit. A martial arts genius can also represent the university in the most prestigious Dazia National Martial Arts Tournament held every 5 years, the Heavenly Road Cup, where martial geniuses converge from across the 4 seas to foster friendships through their fists and discuss heroism with swords, ascending the heavenly road in harmony. There's a saying that a champion of the Heavenly Road Cup is a potential seed player for the title of World's #1 in the All-Nations Martial Arts Tournament, and the Kangshan Dragon King is one such example. And so, Wu Zun was now looking forward to Lu Chenju's future performances. Although his cultivation was not high, his potential seemed endless, constantly improving, and if he could maintain this, the imagination might not even be able to limit Lu Chenju's future potential. Unfortunately, the most challenging part is maintaining consistency. The martial arts path is filled with too many variables. 4 in the afternoon. Flying Swallow Martial Arts Hall. A low-profile, luxurious Seeking Down Model 6 car came to a gentle stop. Shiruyu and her brother Lu Chenju, both wearing sunglasses and in casual attire, briskly walked in. Just as they entered the martial arts academy, a figure flew through the air and landed in front of Shiruyu, wrapping her arms around Shiruyu's slender waist. If not Jai Feiyan, who else could it be? Long time no see, junior sister. Jai Feiyan has been longing to return to Sioux City. Shiruyu embraced the petite Jai Feiyan. Though her junior, Shiruyu's mature demeanor made her seem more like an elder sister, while Jai Feiyan was much livelier. After hugging Shiruyu, she went to hug Lu Chenju. Lu Chenju, not one to act coy, embraced her generously. They were all one family after all. There was nothing odd about it. Jai Chuntong came out laughing heartily. Let's go, finish eating early so you three can get back to school sooner. Jai Feiyan, having just reached 9th rank, felt an itch to spar. She had already had an exchange with her mother at home, emerging victorious, and now she was eager to test her junior brother from the martial genius class. She knew her junior brother had already reached 8th rank and had mastered hard Qigong. In terms of real strength, he shouldn't be much weaker than herself. Chapter 161, 138 Tigers and Swallows Fight, 4K/2. Dad, don't rush. Let me have a match with my junior brother. Jai Feiyan rubbed her hands eagerly, yearning for a try. Jai Chuntong laughed and scolded. You really have the cheek, picking on the smaller, aren't you? Jai Feiyan defended herself. Don't underestimate the junior brother, okay? Lu Chenju was also itching for a fight. He smiled and said, Then let's have a match. Shiruyu couldn't help interjecting. Count me in, I also want to join. Jai Chuntong felt helpless. He said in a low voice, Fine, go to my martial arts room for the bout. From now on, other than the necessary competitions, try not to expose your strength in public, lest you catch the attention of those with ulterior motives. Because of confidentiality requirements of the practicum, Jai Chuntong was still unaware that Lu Chenju had already participated in a practicum that involved an assassination attempt by a high-ranking member of a cult, but he had such experience himself. During his studies, there was a special talent senior brother who was killed by a black knight. In contrast, he, someone of mediocre aptitude, had managed to survive up to now. All right, father's words are well spoken. Although Jai Feiyan had never been assassinated, she had heard about it. The three siblings went to the martial arts room, with Jai Chuntong watching from the side. Jai Feiyan couldn't wait and said, Junior brother, let's go first. The three of us will have a match each. The one who wins the most matches will take on the combined mixed doubles of the losers. She wanted to see if she could fend off two at once. Let's go. After bowing, Lu Chenju gestured for Jai Feiyan to make the first move. Be careful, junior brother. I practice Swallow's 18 Cries, a first-class martial arts from the Jinbei region, complete with 18 killing moves, and I've already reached great success. Her movement technique was also at the perfect level, sea-sweeping body. Because of Jai Chuntong's connection, Jai Feiyan followed the swallow form path, but her first-class martial arts were also learned in high school, not taught by Jai Chuntong. Swoosh! Jai Feiyan was like an arrow released from its bow, approaching rapidly with sweeping steps. She launched a cross fist, defending with her left arm and striking from beneath it with her right hand, directly gripping Lu Chenju's wrist. Facing a counterattack with tiger form hook claw from Lu Chenju, she twisted her body to the right and leaned back. Her right arm drew a circle with force as she moved, and her left hand drilled out from under her left leg to kick Lu Chenju in the knee joint, executing the first sound of Swallow's 18 Cries, the chick swallow folding wings sound. Lu Chenju didn't use swallow form, as it would be too easy in front of Guan Gong to brandish a greatsword, which instead gave Jai Feiyan the chance to exploit any gap. For the time being, he also didn't utilize Arhat's skill. He wanted to see if he could stand against Jifeian relying solely on his tiger form. Jifeian had not been ninth rank for long, and her chi blood was at most 0.5 higher than his, which was not an insurmountable gap. As for the Hua realm, they both had it. Lu Chenju stepped aside with his right foot, avoiding his senior sister's throat lock and tricky move. When Jifeian failed to connect, she immediately retreated to prevent close combat with the tiger form. Her combat awareness was strong. This boisterous senior sister had some substance. Lu Chenju continued to stand still, steadying himself in the center of the ring, determined to respond to all changes by remaining unchanged. Facing a ninth-rank swallow form expert, it was better to defend passively and look for opportunities than to attack aggressively and risk being led on and exhausting himself. Lu Chenju stood still, which meant Jifeian had to move. She smiled faintly and flew in again like a swallow, repeatedly feinting with her hands to disturb Lu Chenju's judgment. When she got within 3 feet of Lu Chenju, she advanced her right foot with cutting steps, and her right hand's veins bulged as she struck upward from below with a powerful crack. The second sound of Swallow's 18 cries, the female swallow skims water sound. Lu Chenju slapped downwards, blocking Jifeian's upward palm strike, and simultaneously stepped back, only to see Jifeian's left foot advance. She protected her face with her right hand, and riding the momentum of her left foot, her left punch burst forth with a pow fist, creating the third resounding echo of the swallow's cry, a mix of softness within hardness. If Lu Chenju had not dodged, the consequences would have been clear. After 3 unsuccessful moves, Jifeian stepped upward with her right foot, her right hand forming a phoenix eye fist. With a strong gust of wind, she struck towards Lu Chenju's face, punching out with a sound that faintly echoed like the cry of a swallow in the clouds, mournful and unceasing. This was the male swallow sky sound. Lu Chenju leaned his head back, avoiding the strike but getting hit by a side kick from Jifeian. Taking advantage of the moment, he grabbed Jifeian's ankle as quick as lightning. His speed and agility were slightly inferior to Jifeian, who specialized in swallow form. He could only trade blow for blow, acting at will by relying on the strength of his toughened body. Although he wasn't intentionally using Arhat's skill, he still reaped the benefits of hard Qigong. Jifeian's right leg was caught, but she didn't panic. She went with the flow, lunging towards Lu Chenju while striking straight at his throat with a swallow form fist move. Lu Chenju blocked with his other hand, but Jifeian's other leg struck simultaneously, aiming a kick at his chest. She wanted to force Lu Chenju to let go. She had been sparring with Jai Qiuntang since she was young and could cope with all kinds of situations. Lu Chenju released his grip, and a straight punch blasted into Jifeian's soul. He had cross-trained for a long time. His strength was no less than that of a 9th rank. As their fists and feet collided, the two momentarily separated. Good, very good. Shiruyu, acting as the cheerleader, kept clapping and shouting praises. Jai Qiuntang also nodded in satisfaction. Not bad, Feiyan has improved recently. Chenju, with his 8th rank cultivation, has held his own without using the Arhat skill. Truly a genius. As the ranks progress, the disparity in chi blood grows larger. The difficulty for a 2nd rank to defeat a 3rd rank is certainly less than an 8th rank battling a 9th rank. Overall, in the early exchanges, Jifeian held the upper hand, but Lu Chenju kept his stance solid, continuously countering move by move, dragging the fight out longer and longer. Jai Qiuntang's expression subtly changed as he thought. Chenju intends to drain Feiyan's stamina. In a prolonged battle, the energy expenditure is definitely greater for the constantly retreating and darting swallow form fist. In contrast, looking at Chenju, he stands immovable as the Ming King, responding to all changes with constancy, consuming very little stamina. Sure enough, after a war of attrition, Jifeian's face was slightly flushed, showing some shortness of breath. Her movements were no longer as nimble as they were at the start. She saw through Lu Chenju's intention, but she was powerless to change it. Swallow form relies on mobility, favoring agility over force, and speed for victory in a short time frame. But her junior brother was too stable. Her swallow's 18 cries killing moves had all been used, yet she couldn't finish him off. There were several times she almost got locked down and killed in an instant by her junior brother. If it was not for her quick reaction, anyone else might have already been defeated. Lu Chenju's eyes glared like a fierce tiger. His short-distance furious attacks were also not without cost, but within his kidneys, warm currents stimulated his body, keeping him full of vim and vigor. Chenju said that iron crotch skill differs from ordinary cross-training methods. It enhances male endurance, not just in one aspect but overall stamina. Noticing Jai Feiyan's waning endurance, Lu Chenju chose to take the offensive. It wasn't until then that he dared to use the sea-sweeping body, closing the distance to Jai Feiyan with sweeping steps. Jai Feiyan's expression subtly changed. Her junior brother's swallow form was also strong. She went from taking the offensive to the defensive, falling from a superior position into a disadvantage as Lu Chenju combined tiger-swallow dual forms, mixing feints and solid blows, baiting Jai Feiyan with a false opening. Jai Feiyan took the bait, gradually falling into Lu Chenju's trap. Lu Chenju let out a roar. The tiger's majestic roar intimidated Jai Feiyan's mind, while the tiger spirit divine strike was unleashed, inviting the tiger to possess him, his fist moves growing fiercer and more powerful as time went on. Jai Feiyan's face, now flushed with exertion, showed beads of sweat, and her punches and footwork were no longer as orderly. They showed signs of falling into disarray. Seeing this, Shiruyu felt a stir in his heart. The junior brother is going to win. He's the type that gets stronger as the fight goes on. Jai Chuantong had realized this earlier, and sighed so faintly it was almost imperceptible. Feiyan is lacking a bit. Chenju's great success in cross-training has greatly increased his margin of error, and that kid's combat talent in real fights is very high. He taught himself a lot. He had originally thought Jai Feiyan would have a slight advantage, or at least draw even. But now it seemed that Chenju's true strength was much stronger than those who had just entered the 9th rank like Jai Feiyan, and that was without fully utilizing Arhat's skill. A fully realized Chenju, with both internal and external cultivation, would undoubtedly be outstanding among those at the 9th rank. If Chenju reached the 9th rank and developed the Golden Buddha Arhat body, he might even be able to fight at the extreme limit realm. This was the demeanor a true genius should have. A snapping sound echoed. Jai Chuantong saw Feiyan being caught by Lu Chenju's counterhold. Roar! Lu Chenju bellowed, concentrating his dark force in his back shake as if a mountain was collapsing. The yin-yang umbrella spin naturally lifted Jai Feiyan, followed by the Tiger King's mountain shoulder throw. Crack! Jai Feiyan lay on the cold ground looking at the ceiling. She was stunned. After a moment, Jai Feiyan got up, rubbing her buttocks. She said, somewhat distraught, "I lost. Junior brother is too strong. Thank you for showing mercy." Chapter 162, 139 Sanzhen Lingyun, 3K requests for monthly ticket and subscription. Lu Chenju clenched his fist and said, "Senior sister, I'm sorry for just now." Jai Chuantong said, "There's nothing to be sorry for. If you're outmatched in sparring, just go and practice." Jai Feiyan had been brash and outspoken since she was young. He never indulged her. Encouragement should be given when due and reprimands when needed. There will always be higher mountains beyond this one and stronger people among the strong. Jai Feiyan was not a sore loser either. Her junior brother was from the genius class. Although he was young, losing was nothing to be ashamed of. Realizing this, she said with full vigor, "Junior brother, let's battle again next time." Losing a match does not mean losing spirit. Haha, okay. After resting for a moment, Shiruyu said, "Junior brother, are you still okay? If not, I won't go on." At school, she would often seek out Lu Chenju for sparring. Feeling a steady flow of vital energy, Lu Chenju said, "Come on, senior sister." Okay. The battle with Shiruyu was much simpler. Although she too had amassed great strength over time, her power was only at the 8th rank, on par with Lu Chenju's energy. However, her heavenly spider entangling silk strength was a bit tougher to deal with than Jai Feiyan's aging willow aiding wind strength, so it took several hundred moves before she was defeated. Shiruyu had anticipated this. After concluding the match, she said with a smile, "I concede." Lu Chenju said, "Thank you both for holding back." Jai Feiyan sighed resignedly. "Well, I certainly didn't hold back." Accepting her defeat wholeheartedly, she suddenly said cheerfully, "Junior brother, since you've won, you should prepare yourself for a fight against both your senior sisters." Lu Chenju was ready to test his limits by practicing Arhat's skill. Jai Chuantong looked at the sky and said, "Let's stop here. It's almost 5 o'clock. Let's go eat." He invited the course students who were on good terms with the Martial Arts Academy to the gathering, also as a way of further winning over the hearts of the students and expanding their networks. At the banquet, Du, Qin Zheng, and Old Zhang all attended. Qin Zheng had not seen Lu Chenju for a while and greeted him with a hug upon meeting him, not forgetting to tease. Lu the genius, It's really hard to get an audience with you now. The president, have you reached third rank yet? Lu Chenju's question silenced Qin Zheng. It was as lethal as King Shin Kang's soul-searching question to Jai Chuantong. Qin Zheng vowed confidently. I will definitely reach third rank before finishing high school. Looking at Du, who was eating in silence, Lu Chenju asked, Du, good luck on your martial arts college entrance exam in a few days. Du smiled honestly and replied, Thank you, brother Lu. Compared to the carefree Qin Zheng, Du had a stronger sense of pride. In the face of a prodigy like Lu Chenju, he always felt as though there was an invisible thick wall between them. It was not because of Lu Chenju's attitude, but because of the disparity in their status. Regardless, being admitted to Pingjiang Martial Arts University was a victory in and of itself. After a satisfying meal, it was 6 o'clock. Jai Chuntong said, Let's head home while it's still light. Call me if anything happens. Du and the others thanked the master for his hospitality and left one after another, leaving only the 3 true inheritors. Jai Chuantong, reflecting on the past 2 years and looking forward to the future, said with emotion, I won't say much. I hope you 3 siblings will be as close as flesh and blood, and from now on at Dragon City Martial Arts University, support and look after each other, secure your position and strive for greater heights. Jai Feiyan said boldly. The head of the 3 Truths Association will certainly soar above the clouds. Jai Chuantong glanced at her and said, You're like someone prepping for a postgraduate exam, always with a catchy phrase on your lips. He looked at Lu Chenju and said sincerely, Chenju, you're from the genius class, so please take good care of both your senior sisters when you're at school, especially Jai Feiyan. Even though she's 4 years older than you, her maturity isn't quite on your level. Have her learn from you, especially that indomitable spirit of yours. Jai Feiyan protested. I am quite mature. Lu Chenju said. We'll take care of each other. Shiruyu looked at Lu Chenju with a smile. It had always been she who looked after Lu Chenju. Well, now it seemed she was the one who needed to be taken care of. Jai Chuntong took out his Dragon City 1 card. All 3 of you, bring your 1 cards over. Jai Feiyan asked with suspicion. What for? I don't need your money, I can earn my own. Jai Chuantong gave her a stern look, and Jai Feiyan obediently took out her card. Lu Chenju and Shiruyu, however, hesitated. Seeing this, Jai Chuantong said with a smile, With your talents and conditions, you don't really need my teachings. Given my talent and age, I would be satisfied if I could break the 2nd shackles. I saved some great merit in my earlier years, which I don't really need now. Today, I'll give each of you 100 great merit as your startup fund in Sioux City Dragon Marshal, and after that, I'll leave you to yourselves. 100 great merit was 1,000,000. Lu Chenju and Shiruyu looked at each other, neither daring to accept. Jai Chuantong spoke with a hint of seriousness. Don't waste time, finish early and head back to school. Jai Feiyan had already received the transfer notification for 100 great merit. She understood her father's intention. Through this action, he wanted Lu Chenju to take good care of her in the future. She joked with the 2 of them in a teasing tone. You guys take it down, my dad is rich. Jai Chuantong coughed and said, Not rich, but I can still afford 300 great merit. Lu Chenju and Shiruyu had no choice but to comply. Thank you, master. Apart from thanks, they had nothing to say. To repay a master's kindness, one must act. Great merit balance, 115 points. Lu Chenju looked at the Dragon City app. He had never been so wealthy before, a true martial artist indeed. Even though his master had left school many years ago, he still possessed substantial wealth. All right, Ryu, take them back. Jai Chuantong turned and left the private room, settled the bill, and returned to the Martial Arts Academy. To him, 3 million was not a small sum, but he felt the money must be spent. In today's age, nothing showed a teacher's kindness better than giving money, a means to win over hearts and minds. In the car, Lu Chenju and Jai Feiyan sat in the back seat. Elder Martial's sister looked at the silhouette of her father at the door, her eyes moist. After taking a tissue from Lu Chenju, her emotions uncontrollably poured out. Jai Feiyan was clever and vivacious, with a flamboyant personality, but she was still just a girl loved dearly by her father from a young age, not adept at concealing her feelings. All right, let's start a new life. Shiruyu pressed the accelerator, and the black car drove into the distance. Jai Chuantong stood with his hands behind his back, gazing into the city's horizon with his weathered eyes. Days passed by. Upon arriving at the branch school, Jai was full of enthusiasm. At the main school, teeming with experts, she was timid, but at the fledgling branch school, she aimed for the top 20. The three true inheritors agreed to spare half an hour each day to exchange skills and progress together. Lu Chenju was happy with this arrangement. He currently lacked suitable sparring partners and yearned for hardy battles. Although the people in the genius class were strong, they were essentially strangers. He didn't want to bother them, nor did he want to expose too much of his strength. His two elder martial sisters were the perfect partners. The proficiency of his tiger spirit divine striking fist improved steadily each day. August 4th. The Du family's martial arts college entrance exam concluded, and they were smoothly accepted into Pingjiang Martial Arts University. He shared the good news within the Martial Arts Academy group, where Jai Xuantong and the three true inheritors all sent their congratulations. Keep up the good work. Being a martial artist is promising. I've spent 4 years at Pingjiang Martial Arts University. If Du Martial Brother has any issues, ask me. Du family, keep it up. The concern of everyone warmed Du family's heart. He posted on social media to express his excitement. Flying swallow see flying unrestrained. August 8th, 9:00 a.m. Lu Chenju closed his eyes and breathed deeply, sending the tiger into the mountain, concluding his cultivation of tiger spirit divine striking fist. Looking in the mirror at his well-built body covered in a bronze membrane, he clenched his fists and circulated his energy. Thud, thud, thud. A muffled metallic clanging sound resounded like a pestle against a bell. Tiger spirit divine striking fist and hard qigong are indeed a perfect match. With divine striking, my physical strength can briefly increase a level. He measured his qi blood. He wasn't far from 9th rank. According to Chen Yi's information, there would certainly be 9th rank cultivators at the Jiangnan talent competition. As for 10th rank, it was highly unlikely. Acquired enlightenment seekers found it too difficult to break 10 before the age of 18. As long as there is no 10th rank, I'm 80% confident of winning the championship. Given that he cultivated both internally and externally, Lu Chenju was very confident. Chenju, hurry up. The orientation ceremony has started. You need to give a speech. Old Tian's phone call came, and Lu Chenju quickly dressed and rushed over. Up to now, the enrollment at Sioux City Dragon Martial Branch School had ended. This summer class recruited over 300 students, many from the Fangshan campus. It wasn't just from Dragon City High School. Students willing to pay penalties for breach of contract also came from 23 other schools. Moreover, many came from Pingjiang Martial Arts University or other regular martial arts university-affiliated high schools. Lu Chenju, as a model of inspiration, was specifically called upon by Principal Wang to speak in the auditorium. The principal seemed to take a keen interest in him, and he felt some anticipation. He couldn't also be wanting to take him in as a true inheritor, could he? In the auditorium, over 100 new students sat there, full of anticipation and excitement. Huang Hao was among them. He dedicated himself to practice, cutting off unproductive social interactions, living in his own martial world. Finally, before the college exams, he entered 6th rank and was accepted into Sioux City Dragon Martial Branch School from Pingjiang High School with outstanding results. Among these 100-plus new students, he ranked among the top. He took a selfie at the opening ceremony, with the word Dragon City just visible. He blurred out other parts and posted it on social media after a long hiatus. The dragon does not dwell with the snake. Dream come true at Dragon City Martial Arts University. By this time, Principal Wang had already finished the official opening speech. Now, let's welcome our school's inspiring student Lu Chenju to give a speech. The audience began to applaud, and Huang Hao joined in. But suddenly, he felt something was amiss. Lu Chenju, is he Qin Zheng's friend? Curious, he looked on until that nearly forgotten face appeared. The man wore a Taihang soaring dragon training suit, walking with a vigorous and distinguished air, imbued with the indomitable spirit of martial arts, like a young tiger just leaving its den. Lu Chenju cleared his throat and said, "My name is Lu Chenju. 2 years ago, I was just an ordinary student at Wanhua High School, and I am very honored to." Huang Hao was stunned in his seat. It really is him. He had thought Lu Chenju had long given up martial arts. He was incredulous, overwhelmed with mixed emotions. As he strove alone, someone had already transformed into a dragon. After a moment, his heart lightened and he smiled. This is the charm of a top-level martial university after all. To be able to compete on the same stage with these hidden dragons and crouching tigers is indeed a fortunate thing on the long path of martial arts. Coming to Dragon City was the right choice. Chapter 163, 140 I quell the ascension with my fist. 4 chapters combined, 13,000 words. August 19th. Waking up from his sleep, Lu Chenju looked towards the martial arts tree, where underneath the Arhat skill leaves, pale golden flower buds had sprouted, clearly extraordinary, and having seen many divine seeds of inner boxing skills, he was full of anticipation for the divine seeds of hard Qigong. Arhat skill, great success 51%. He had been cultivating this hard Qigong for 1 year and 2 months now, and while it was indeed slower compared to inner boxing, with the martial arts tree, it was still acceptable. The most troublesome aspects were the striking training and applying medicinal pastes, which the willpower and wallets of most people couldn't endure. He opened a safe, which was his medicine chest. Bright God medicine, nourishing organ elixirs, chi-boosting potions are all used up, but there's still plenty of Jin-Yu. Fortunately, the great merit my master has given me is enough to cultivate for a while. After the competition, a sizable sum will also come in, plus my savings, which should last until the Hidden Dragon martial arts competition. The advantage of the genius class is that you don't need to spend much time doing tasks. Schools, companies, masters, acquaintances. There will always be people bringing you money. Unless they came from a well-off family background, students from the regular classes could only work and study hard, totally unable to match Lu Chenju in pulling in resources for all sorts of medicine for both external and internal cultivation. Afterwards, Lu Chenju promptly went to the pharmacy and bought 2 boxes of Bright God medicine, 4 boxes of nourishing organ elixirs, and 10 boxes of Qi boosting potion number 2, each box costing 20,000, which were considered high-end versions. With his current realm, the effect of number 1 potion was barely noticeable. Lu Chenju arrived at Qingshan Kang's villa. "Teacher, I'd like to ask for a few days off." The old man with the frame of a child and white hair was leisurely sipping tea at this moment. He had already learned about this matter from his student, Little Jai. Go then, strive to get first place and bring honor to Dragon City. This kind of regional-level commercial competition, if you can place, the school will also give some great merit and points as a reward, though not much. If it's an official event, the rewards would be generous. This student understands. Is your master accompanying you? He is. That's good, be careful. After bidding farewell to his homeroom teacher and grandmaster, Lu Chenju arrived at the door of the regular class 2. Being low-key and having not participated in school competitions, not many people knew he was from the genius class. If someone like the Tinglong 6th son were present, it would certainly cause a stir. As far as he knew, the admirers of Yao, Zhou, and Wang were not few. In the martial arts era, some female martial artists increasingly admired strength. When the strong joined together, generally speaking, there was a higher probability that the offspring would have top-class root bone, which was also one reason why prestigious families remained prosperous and continued to this day. Dazia had also spent a long time breaking monopolies held by bloodlines. "Junior brother, are you taking a leave?" Jai Feiyan soared through the air and landed next to Lu Chenju with a mischievous smile. Lu Chenju smiled and said, "I asked for 2 days." Jai Feiyan's eyes curved into crescents as she smiled. "This is so exciting. It's a regional-level competition, and although it's commercial, its influence isn't any less than some official events. Junior brother is going to make a name for himself in Jiangnan." Shiruyu also approached at that moment. "Let's go, our master is waiting outside." "Thank you both, senior sisters, for accompanying me to the competition." Lu Chenju felt a warmth in his heart as he left with his 2 senior sisters amidst the envious eyes of the regular class, brimming with confidence and showing high spirits. The students from regular class 2 gossiped among themselves. "Who's that guy? There are only 3 decent-looking ones in our class, and he knows 2 of them." "Not sure. Seems like he's the last student who arrived in the genius class." "I know him. His name is Lu Chenju, quite a figure." "I heard these 3 are from the same sect." "Which martial arts academy is that impressive?" "Flying Swallow Martial Arts Hall." "Never heard of it. But with disciples so fierce, the master must be a reclusive expert, right? Maybe one of those grandmasters who plays around in the human world, experiencing the pleasures of ordinary life." "Makes sense." At the school gate, Jai Chuantong instructed his assistant to bring around his Seeking Down 9 business vehicle. He rolled down the window, smiling as he said, "Hurry up, get in. Let's bring Chenju to Magic City to snag a trophy." Old Jai was also spirited these days, feeling young at heart. With each of the three true inheritors more outstanding than the last, as a teacher, he had no regrets. Old Jai paid special attention to this competition, hence he let the two women accompany the one to gain some experience. During non-competition periods, everyone in the martial arts hotel could practice martial arts on their own, and during the competition time, they could all go together to cheer and provide support, while also preventing any unexpected events. As a true inheritor master, if any major incident occurred to his disciples during the competition, Jai Xuantong had the right to step onto the stage to ensure Lu Chenju's safety and could suspend the competition if necessary. Safety first, ranking second. This is also the philosophy of martial arts competition. Martial arts, after all, is not something that can be defined by the outcome of a single competition. The black luxury car started and sped towards Magic City. Beijing in the north, Magic City in the south. Dinglong Hall is located in the suburbs of Magic City. Professional Dazia martial arts competition venues such as this cannot be built in urban areas to minimize the harm to bystanders in case of a martial arts incident. However, because this place often hosts martial arts competitions, the surrounding commercial facilities are also very complete. Jai Chuantong had already booked a martial arts hotel in advance, where rooms are equipped with training rooms, and the price for one night starts at 3,000. Master, you've spent so much again. We've known each other for so long, no need to mention these things. After the tiring journey, Chenju, you should rest, keep practicing your fist techniques before the competition to maintain your touch. As for you two, better stay in the hotel and cultivate. If you're really bored, you can go out and explore the neighborhood, and at the same time, scout information for Chenju, just check out the 9th rank. Below 9th rank, Chenju will sweep them all. As he spoke the last sentence, Jai Chuantong was confident. Jai Feiyan laughed and said, "I guess the competitors this time are all staying at our hotel." Chapter 164, 140 I subdue the dragon with my fist. 4 chapters combined, 13,000 words, /2. The only martial arts hotel in the vicinity was where they resided. The clever girl already had a plan. Just don't stir up trouble and all will be fine. Jai Chuantong warned, and after speaking he went back to the hotel to rest. He couldn't afford to be negligent either. He aimed to break the second shackles, extend his life to 300 years, so he could witness the heavenly pile reach the clouds and see Chenju transform into a dragon, leaving this world without regrets. PM. After finishing his heavenly pile practice, Lu Chenju was drenched in sweat, and with his day's work done, he took a bath, put on protective gear, and donned his training clothes before getting ready to sleep. Ding dong. Jai Feiyan suddenly sent him a huge list of names through WeChat. "Junior brother, this is the information I've gathered about the 9th rank competitors." "Sister, how did you get this?" "HMPH, socializing and dancing with sleeves, that's what your sister is best at." "All right, sister is awesome, thanks." Lu Chenju looked at the list organized by Jai Feiyan. Jiangnan University, Lin Xiang, 9th rank cultivation, Badgy Fist, claims to have killed a high-danger level void thing, probably boasting. Magic City Wu University, Yi Chen, 9th rank cultivation, I checked the news. This person once bravely killed 2/3 rank Black Knights single-handedly, proficient in the Yang Chun lineage. By the way, this person should be a disciple of the Yi family's branch from Sioux City. Magic City Wu University, Xiang Pingjai, 8th rank Peak, proficient in shark form, has exchanged over 100 moves with a 9th rank. His mentor is the martial arts master Sea-splitting shark Chen Sha. The list wasn't long, with only 7 people on it, 2 at 9th rank and 5 at 8th rank, mostly from the top schools in the Yangtze River Delta, Magic City, and Jiangnan Wu universities. Just a few were from common Wu universities. However, this list only represented a portion of the competitors, and Lu Chenju estimated that there should be more than a handful of 9th rank martial artists. As for 8th rank, he couldn't bother researching. Maybe within the same realm, there were hidden dragons and crouching tigers not inferior to him, but the probability of encountering them was slim, not worth wasting his energy. Meanwhile, in room 302 of the hotel. Brother Chen, to my knowledge, Lu Chenju will also be competing in this tournament. If you encounter him, please take revenge for me, brother. He deliberately injured me during the Fangshan martial arts competition, causing me months of delayed cultivation. Yi Zhao was accompanying his brother, Yi Chen, to the competition. Yi Chen had been a prominent figure in his high school days in Magic City and was later accepted into the genius class of Magic City Wu University without taking exams. Now at 18, he held the 9th rank in cultivation. His strength was well recognized at the main campus of Magic City Wu University. He could be described as the most dazzling genius of the Sioux City Yi family in nearly 100 years. Grandfather said, Yi Chen was entering the competition with the goal to secure at least second place, if not first. Yi Chen, with thick eyebrows and big eyes, a square face, frowned slightly. I'm saying that you lost because you weren't skilled enough. Why are you still hung up on this? If you really can't stand him, then make an effort to grow stronger and take back your pride yourself. Yi Zhao said with a red face, in a quiet voice. But he has already been admitted to the genius class. He had no idea what level of cultivation Lu Chenju was at, but surely much stronger than his 5th rank. Yi Chen said helplessly. The Yi family of Sioux City is also considered a branch of a great martial arts family. As a disciple of the Yi family, can't you broaden your perspective a bit? It's better to focus on your own training than to dwell on others. Yi Zhao was left speechless. Yi Chen changed the subject, spoke calmly. Regardless, you are my own brother. If I get the chance to encounter this person, I'll show him a little color within the rules of competition. Yi Chen was confident in his abilities. He was aiming for first place in this competition. He had been lying dormant for years. Tomorrow he would showcase the Yi family's Yang Chun name in Magic City. Yang Chun invincible. Yi Zhao's face lit up with joy. Brother will certainly clinch the title. He was one to hold grudges. What's the importance of perspective? The next morning, Dinglung Hall. As a regional event, this mega arena capable of accommodating 80,000 people was surprisingly seated with 50,000, mostly enthusiasts from the Yangtze River Delta. In the resting area, Jai Chuantong remarked sentimentally. Back in the day, I also competed here. Jai Feiyan said, Dad, it's fine, just watch us perform from now. Lu Chenju looked at the big screen, checking the full list of participants. 256 competitors. The number and format are the same as the 100 schools exchange tournament. However, this time, all competitors start with dark force, and many are acquired enlightenment ones. Lu Chenju also spotted some familiar names. Su Jiushan Su Chen Wang He, Yuan Zidin Wang Keiying. All the rivals from before had arrived. Even the girl, Wang Keiying, had come to join the fray. It had been a long time. How had their strengths changed? Mr. Lu, long time no see. Chen Yi arrived and shook hands with Lu Chenju. Mr. Chen is well. Jai Chuntong said with a smile. Mr. Chen, what do you think? Is my disciple worth an S rating for your company? Chen Yi's old face blushed, and he chuckled awkwardly. Master Jai indeed has an eye for talent. Chen Yi asked Lu Chenju. So, do you think you can make it to the top 8 in this competition? Let's give it a try. Lu Chenju was sure in his heart but didn't voice it. Good, then I'm relieved. After a simple opening ceremony, the host began introducing the special guests of the competition, and the big screen began projecting images of imposing figures. The most impressive was the tournament's guest of honor, the vice president of the Magic City Martial Arts Association and professor at Magic City Wu University, Steady Heart Sword Zhu Ming, a sword Dao master who once shocked onlookers with a dragon-shaped sword Qi at Huangpu River, leaving an impact on the world. That video was widely distributed, with millions of views on various video websites. Ranked 11 among the greatest masters. Zhou Ming looked around and said, Relax and focus on the competition. Everyone, friendship comes first, martial arts second. Chapter 165, 140 I subdue the dragon with my fist. 4 chapters combined, 13,000 words, /3. He primarily aimed to prevent the triple threats from taking advantage of the chaos. According to national regulations, for major competitions above the city level, organizers must invite a grandmaster to oversee the event in order to hold it. The appearance fee for a grandmaster is, naturally, astronomical. With a heavenly list grandmaster present, the masters from the Earth, Mystic, and Yellow lists who followed were overshadowed, yet they remained the aspirational targets for everyone. The competition started, and Lu Chenju faced opponents in the first 3 rounds whose cultivation was far lower than his, making it no surprise that he advanced to the top 16, where all contestants were of at least 7th rank cultivation. During this time, all of the acquaintances he knew were defeated. The strongest among them had only just entered the 7th rank. Unwittingly, they had been left far behind by Lu Chenju. Thus, the first day of competition ended without much excitement. Wang He came over to catch up. "Brother Lu, I knew you'd come." Lu Chenju replied with a smile. "Just here for the excitement," Su Jiushan said. "Your momentum clearly shows you're aiming for the top 10. Judging by your performance, Brother Lu, I suspect your cultivation is approaching the 8th rank, aren't you? Truly worthy of someone from the genius class." Su Chen sighed. "It's all on Brother Lu now. You are Fengshan's final hope." Wang Keiying was even more excited. "Senior brother, long time no see. I was actually planning to visit you at the Martial Arts University headquarters for a sparring session. Now it seems there's no need. I'll go into seclusion and train for some more time." She had personally witnessed how Lu Chenju had knocked the contestant who defeated her off the platform in 10 moves, realizing just how much he had held back during their school sparring sessions. After chatting with the youth, Wang Jian suddenly came over. He said apologetically, "Little brother, I had a worthless brother who apparently owes your father financial compensation. I've given him a good scolding, so please don't take it to heart." As a martial artist, he had a more long-term perspective. Considering today's performance, Lu Chenju's future achievements were bound to exceed that of a mere martial artist. They must be on good terms, not bad ones. Lu Chenju casually responded. "It's already resolved, thank you, senior." He thought to himself, there were a few bad eggs in the martial artist community, but it seemed unlikely for anyone to stoop so low just for a petty advantage and tarnish their reputation. The afternoon featured the loser's bracket. Jai Chuantong took this opportunity to reconnect with some martial artists from the Yangtze River Delta he had met in earlier years, expanding his network. "Old Jai, your disciple is really impressive." "Yes, making it into the top 8 tomorrow is certain." "You really found a treasure." Friends of the master could scarcely hide their envy. Most of these martial artists he knew had only managed to break through the first shackles and would find it difficult to break the second in their lifetime. Therefore, their greatest hope for the rest of their lives was to train a few powerful disciples to make a name for themselves in the arena. Much like battling with cherished pets, when the disciple excelled, the master basked in the glory. Chenju the Beast was obviously a pet of legendary quality. That night, Jai Chuantong instructed Lu Chenju to rest early, preparing for the finals. He himself met with several old friends for a casual drink at the hotel. If it weren't for the need to ensure his disciple's safety, Jai Chuantong would have liked to get utterly drunk in celebration of his happiness. Nowadays, he had to consider Lu Chenju in everything he did. The next day, at the Dinglong Martial Arts Hall, the 32 finalists gathered. Jai Chuantong said with seriousness, "Chenju, that Yi Chen, his sun-shattering finger from the first-class martial arts is very powerful. It is a top-level first-class finger technique originating from the Yang Chun lineage, much stronger than the moon-gazing finger used by Yi Zio, whom you encountered in the Fengshan competition. He looks to be brothers with Yi Zio. Both are from the Yi family of Su City." "Does the Su City Yi family have anything to do with the Nan Yi family?" "It's probably a branch that split off and settled elsewhere. The head of the Su City Yi family is Dragon-Slicing Finger Yi Gao, who has broken the second shackles. He is quite strong. However, the man is advanced in years now. His chi blood has waned, far from his prime, and he has long since retired." "All right, I'll be cautious." Lu Chenju had witnessed Yi Chen's combat. Within 10 fingers, he could kill the enemy, always striking effectively. His blood boiled with anticipation for the confrontation. In the battle for the top 16, Lu Chenju's opponent was a 7th rank, who was defeated and knocked off the platform in 7 moves. As time went on, almost all who remained in the top 16 had 8th rank cultivation, and the stage was set for the true masters. Around Dinglong Temple, on 16 large screens, the faces of the contestants began to appear with options for support rates beside them. The enthusiastic host announced, "Vote for your favorite contestant. After this competition, regardless of win or loss, we will select the most popular contestant based on audience votes." Daoist science and technology was, after all, in business to make money. Sometimes, popularity isn't solely based on strength. The most popular contestant was easier to package and promote. As soon as the host finished, Chen, Lin Xiong, and other contestants' support rates began to soar. They had all dominated their previous matches the day before. Yi Chen and Lin Xiong had each defeated an 8th rank within 3 moves, considered the favorites for the championship by the host. Among them, Yi Chen, with his handsome appearance and favorable first impression, was far ahead of the others, while Lu Chenju was ranked 8th. Everyone had seen his performance, but it was not as sensational as Yi Chen and others. Jai Chuntong sneered. HMPH, these people can't recognize true worth. Jai Feiyan smiled. Junior brother, wait until you take off your shirt in the finals and reveal your copper Buddha Arhat body. I guarantee most of the men in the audience will support you, and you'll dominate that Yi Chen. Shiruyu also laughed heartily. That's a good point. Amidst the teasing from his senior sisters, Lu Chenju took the stage. Before going up, he confidently said to Jai Chuantong, Master, today I will glorify the Flying Swallow Martial Arts Hall and make a name for myself in Dinglong. Jai Chuantong was briefly taken aback, then chuckled. Chapter 166, 140 I dominate with my fist, ascending the dragon. 4 chapters combined, 13,000 words, /4. Good, but safety comes first. He knew this was Lu Chenju's way of repaying the favor. This silent and reticent disciple always held concern for him in his heart. Old Jai with tears in his eyes. Advancing to the quarterfinals, Lu Chenju finally encountered a formidable opponent. The opponent, clad in blue training clothes and standing 1.9 meters tall, cupped his fists and said, Taling Martial Arts Hall, Xiang Pingjie. The opponent's popularity ranked 7th, and his master said that he likely cultivated the modern elephant form sex shark form, his ferocity comparable to a great white shark in the ocean. In Dragon City, the elephant form was mainly traditional. The modern elephant form was only cultivated by classmate Wang Hongdao around Lu Chenju. Flying Swallow Martial Arts Hall, Lu Chenju. After returning the salute, Lu Chenju positioned himself in the tiger form stance. With a loud shout, Xiang Pingjie surged forward like an arrow, his arms muscles undulating in waves, his feet nimble as a swimming fish. He moved in the character boss stance and quickly reached Lu Chenju's side, and with a pinching motion of his right hand, he formed a shark's mouth, aiming straight for the opponent's abdomen. Lu Chenju, calm and composed, blocked with a palm-down ward-off, while his left hand, forming a tiger claw, shook and thrust forward powerfully. With a loud bang after their initial exchange, Xiang Pingjie quickly pulled back his hand and retreated, sensing that Lu Chenju's chi power was greater than his. He decided to change his fighting style, employing the wave penetration skill, a corresponding movement technique of the shark form, excelling in long-range sweeping. With oceanic tide rumbling within him, he harassed Lu Chenju with S-shaped movements, retreating swiftly after every missed strike, never engaging in close combat. The shark is the tiger of the sea. Lu Chenju, take this. Xiang Pingjie feinted a move, deceiving Lu Chenju with a tiger tail leg, then sprung up, somersaulting behind Lu Chenju and aimed a shark's mouth at his opponent's back. Go down. Xiang Pingjie was extremely confident. He had just defeated an 8th rank opponent with this same move. Lu Chenju's swallow form shaking feet, a clever burst of power turned his body, twisting like a twist of dough, his right hand swinging around in a big loop, locking the opponent's right wrist, followed by a devastating tiger god kick, like the heavens falling. Bang! Even with the great sea overlapping waves force to dissipate the impact, Xiang Pingjie's belly still reeled as if a river was overturning. He tried a shark tail sweep at Lu Chenju's lower body, but Lu Chenju used the yin-yang umbrella spin force to spin and step around his opponent in a circle, dodging the attack, using the force to throw him, while sliding forward, his right elbow forcefully jutting out. This elbow strike was like the tiger god crashing into the heavens, unstoppable. Xiang Pingjie was sent flying, landing at the edge of the platform. Lu Chenju's sea-sweeping body pressed the attack, not giving the opponent a chance to get up. Stop fighting, I concede. Xiang Pingjie, who had been hit hard several times, had lost his will to fight. He had fought against 9th rank opponents before, but none were as oppressive as Lu Chenju. Lu Chenju halted his movements and reached out to pull him up. Thank you for the match, Xiang Pingjie said with a gloomy voice. It's not that the shark form is weak, it's just that I haven't achieved proper fire control. The new elephant form sex had a unique cohesion, struggling to rise among the old elephant form sects by taking pride in their aggressive progress, with the shark and whale among the strongest. Thus, the new sects were sometimes jokingly referred to as the Oceanic sect. The commentator's voice came through. The winner from Flying Swallow Martial Arts Hall, Lu Chenju. The audience clapped and cheered. Good job, this is what a match should be like. Absolutely thrilling, it was a real dragon versus tiger fight. It seems that the tiger of the land is still superior. The tiger of the sea didn't do badly either. In another resting area, Yi Chen's face showed a trace of seriousness. He has some skill, I mustn't take him lightly. Next to him, Yi Zio's expression was ugly. This guy has grown stronger again. I recall you said he practiced the Arhat skill. That's right. To what realm? Don't know. Yi Chen closed his eyes to meditate and dropped the matter. As long as it's not perfection, even if it's a copper Buddha Arhat body, I can shake it with the sun-shattering finger. Hard Qigong is so difficult to master, how can it be easily perfected? He felt that Lu Chenju's hard Qigong was at most a small success. Grandmaster Zhou watched Lu Chenju's figure from behind and mused to himself. Interesting, the tiger-swallow dual form's a good idea. But defeating Yi Chen still seemed difficult. The cultivation gap was there, and it wasn't blind confidence from him. He knew since Yi Chen was one of his from Magic City Martial Arts University. He glanced over at another platform. Lin Ziyang's Badgie Fist is also strong. Civilly, Tai Kai stabilizes the world. Martially, Badgie Fist reigns supreme. While the tiger form is fierce compared to Badgie, it still falls short. But if this kid with an 8th rank cultivation can make it to the semifinals, he would have already made a name for himself in Dinglong Hall. His Grandmaster's vision was sharp. He felt Lu Chenju had the strength to be in the top 4. Regular 9th rank opponents might not necessarily stand up to this kid. The competition continued. After defeating the 7th ranked Xiang Pingjai, Lu Chenju successfully broke into the top 8. His popularity also soaring to the 5th place, just behind the heavily favored 9th ranked masters. Jai Chuantong and his 2 senior sisters were not surprised. Jai Chuantong reminded, Chenju, if you're up against Lin Ziyang next, make sure to activate the Arhat skill in advance. Badgie Fist is the most ferocious of all the boxing lineages. It's not that your master is afraid you can't beat him, but we're worried he might accidentally injure you. His 9th rank cultivation is not to be underestimated. Understood, master. If you're up against Yi Chen, don't resist his standard finger thrusts or his stabbing finger. I've observed that his fingers are now as smooth and powerful as a pestle. One finger strike, even against a copper Buddha Arhat, might be enough to breach your guard or cause internal injuries. Find the right moment, disrupt his mind with evil qi, and end the fight swiftly. Disciple understands. Lu Chenju calmed his breath and conserved his energy, waiting for battle. He wasn't using Tiger Evil and Tiger Roar precisely to deal with 9th rank opponents. The draw for the semifinal matchups was announced. Jai Chuantong suddenly burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, Chenju, you're in luck. It's another 8th rank opponent. Chapter 167, 140 I subdue the dragon with my fist. 4 chapters combined, 13,000 words, /5. Jai Feiyan chuckled and said, that makes it a foregone conclusion. Junior brother can sweep across the competition effortlessly. Shiruyu also expressed strong agreement. Even without hard Qi Gong, Junior brother's mastery of the tiger form was a cut above the rest at 8th rank. He was virtually unbeatable among his peers. And indeed, that proved to be the case. In the following match, in less than 30 moves, Lu Chenju defeated his opponent, advancing to the semifinals, and his popularity soared to the 3rd position. Lu Chenju has quietly made it to the top 4. Could he be the dark horse? He's so low-key. Someone looked up Lu Chenju on their smartphone and exclaimed, he is actually the champion of the Sioux City Martial Arts Tournament. No wonder he's the city champion. He's no ordinary person. I've noticed this guy has really good luck. In these 2 competitions, he's always been matched with non-popular contenders. If he were up against someone like Yi Chen, he'd probably be eliminated. How is that considered good luck? There are only a few favorites to win the championship. It's quite normal not to be matched with them. He's fought his way here on merit alone. Some had been followers of Lu Chenju back in Sioux City. Seeing their city's contender making it to the semifinals, they were extremely excited. This is what competitions are all about. Everyone can always find a surprising sense of belonging, be it because of the city, school, martial arts academy, or faction. As the list of the top 4 was announced, the presenter exclaimed excitedly, Yangchun Yichen, 8th Ultimate Lin Ziyang, Elephant Form Lu Chenju by Mei Zhangbing. Which of these 4 young masters will summit the peak of Dinglong today? On the big screen, only 4 faces were left, each accompanied by their respective martial arts academy and school. Jai Xuantong, seeing his own martial arts academy featured on the big screen, couldn't contain his excitement. Reaching the top 4, he was already more than satisfied. The other 3 all 9th rank elites were indeed tough competitors. From the stands, Grandmaster Zhou looked at the only 8th rank contender among the top 4. The championship for Yi Chen doesn't seem so secure. During the quarterfinal fight, he noticed that Lu Chenju bore signs of cross-training. And not at the basic level. Perhaps that might be enough to compensate for his lower cultivation. Interesting, if this young man manages to win the championship, it would probably set off a minor craze for cross-training, following which many would fall into this pitfall and then quickly give it up. As a grandmaster, he had seen this happen many times. The semi-final matchups were released. Jai Xuantong's expression darkened slightly upon seeing them. Yi Chen. He turned to Lu Chenju, who was stepping onto the stage, and said, Chenju, safety first. Rest assured, master. Lu Chenju rarely made such confident remarks. Good, then let's beat the shit out of him. Old Jai was spirited, already fantasizing about the championship. Such a tone from his disciple meant the match was as good as won. On the other side, Yi Chen also stepped onto the stage under the eager anticipation of Yi Zio. Brother, it's all on you. Yi Chen couldn't be bothered with his brother and strode away. From what he had seen of Lu Chenju's performance, he was no match. This heavyweight match directly set Dinglong Hall ablaze with passion. Yangchun Yi Chen, currently the top in popularity by a wide margin. Elephant Form Lu Chenju, the equally brilliant dark horse. Such a clash of titans really pumps up the blood. Countless eyes focused on the ring. Yi Chen was an overwhelming force. He took his stance and stretched out both hands forward, flipped his palms, left palm and right fist, with the standing palm resembling the moon and the clenched fist like the sun. Sun and moon emerging together, symbolizing brightness. Suyi Martial Arts Hall, Yangchun Yi Chen. Lu Chenju returned the gesture and set his stance, sealing entrances and circulating qi around his body, his muscles coiling like a black python. He advanced towards Yi Chen, engaging in a slow exchange. After observing for a moment, Yi Chen swiftly charged forward, closing the distance. His hands, like phantom shadows, delivered a constant barrage of sun-shattering charging punches, causing the air to crackle and the invisible shock waves, like tidal waves, lifting the dust on the ring with each pulse. His presence far exceeded that of any other opponent. Holy shit, those punches are fast. You really can't see them clearly. You'd need a camera at 10 times slow motion to catch that right. Truly worthy of 9th rank, worthy of Yangchun, too strong. Yangchun is invincible. The Yangchun enthusiasts in the audience were all shouting. Whatever elephant form, it doesn't compare to Yangchun. Exactly, tiger form just sounds fierce. In martial arts competitions, attacking an opponent's spirit with words is also allowed. Martial arts is, after all, the cultivation of both spirit and flesh. If one's emotions are easily provoked, it shows their training is lacking. On the ring, Lu Chenju's tiger form hands flipped and twisted, constantly retreating to defend against Yi Chen's tempestuous attacks. Yi Chen's punches were too fast and dense, each one carried elbow dark force, not terribly powerful, but in the world of martial arts, speed is key. As soon as the fight began, Lu Chenju was on the defensive, but he did not panic. Black Tiger was a fist technique for counterattacking. His body shook and dodged, the Hua realm continuously neutralizing Yi Chen's punching force. Yin-Yang umbrella spin. Yi Chen's expression flickered slightly. Brother Yi has good eye power. Lu Chenju replied with a light laugh. His defending right palm suddenly clenched into a tiger claw, aiming to lock onto Yi Chen's left arm. Yi Chen's left arm suddenly wiggled like willow branches, limp and dodging the tiger claw attack. Old Willow accepts wind force. Lu Chenju muttered under his breath. Ha ha ha, Brother Lu's eye power isn't bad either. Yi Chen straightened his left arm, transmitting hidden force as he opened his left fist and thrust forward, the palm rotating to face right, wrist of the left palm bending, palm fingers first towards the ground, then suddenly whipping upward towards the sky. Sun-shattering sky-flying arrow. The strike was like a taut vine or a straightened whip, with a sky-splitting intensity. Snap! Lu Chenju blocked with his lower arm and immediately felt a scorching pain in his limb. Such powerful finger techniques. If it weren't for my hard qi gong for protection, it would indeed be difficult to withstand such blows. Ordinary 8th rank couldn't possibly handle several strikes. Worthy of a regional tournament, truly a den of hidden dragons and crouching tigers. This trip has been truly worthwhile. Chapter 168, 140 I use my fist to ascend the dragon. 4 chapters combined, 13,000 words, /6. A strike landed, and Yi Chen's expression changed slightly. How is that possible? How can he be unaffected? His sun-shattering, heavenly cutting arrow should be capable of severing bluestone. Suddenly, he thought of a possibility and exclaimed, "You've actually cultivated the copper Buddha Arhat body. And it must not have been recently. Otherwise, it would not have withstood his flying sky-pointing finger. Brother Yi, you have a discerning eye." Amidst laughter, Lu Chenju reached out sideways with his tiger claw, unleashing inch force towards Yi Chen's abdomen. The dark force concentrated in his hand collided with Yi Chen's blocking hand. Retracting his hand, Yi Chen found 5 distinct red scratch marks on his arm, as if clawed by a tiger. Excellent, such impressive hard qigong. Yi Chen was not alarmed but overjoyed instead, his fighting spirit ignited. Let's go again. In their first exchange, neither gained an advantage. Lu Chenju knew that without his Arhat skill, his 8th rank cultivation truly would be no match for Yi Chen. This man's Yangchun is too well practiced. Yi Zhao is simply no comparison. Yi Chen took a deep breath, his arm muscles tensed. Although he didn't possess hard qigong, he knew how to increase his resistance to hits in a short time. In the current situation, he had to be swift and decisive. If he got into a drawn-out battle with his opponent, he would undoubtedly lose. He lunged forward, pressing down on Lu Chenju's black tiger straight punch. His right arm rolled over Lu's right fist and moved upward as if glued together, coming to the throat area. His 4 fingers came together, forming a blade edge, with a faint white jade glow flickering, piercing through heavenly heart. His sun-shattering finger was not merely at small success, but was approaching great success. Sun-shattering, heavenly cutting arrow. Lu Chenju leaned back and dodged the killing move by a hair's breadth. Seeing this, Yi Chen's arms turned into long whips, his fingers like spear points, delivering a fierce chain whip fist onslaught. His attack was so swift and fierce that initially, Lu Chenju was entirely at a disadvantage. However, like a resilient doll that doesn't fall over, Chenju always managed to turn danger into safety at critical moments, causing the audience to gasp and then relax repeatedly. Even the host was numbed by the spectacle. What an exciting duel! They've exchanged several hundred moves already. I originally thought Yi Chen would easily win, but now it looks evenly matched. This Lu Chenju's got something special. But he's always passive. Sooner or later, Yi Chen will find an opening and defeat him. Some martial artists at the scene were also amazed. Lu Chenju's qi blood was clearly weaker than Yi Chen's, yet he had managed to hold on until now, which was no easy feat. Even if he loses, it would be an honorable defeat. Wait, something's not right. A martial artist noticed that at some point the tide had turned. Beneath Lu Chenju's bloody arms and tattered training clothes, a bronze glow sparkled in the sunlight. As he exchanged blow for blow, he weathered Yi Chen's sun-shattering earth split and found the chance to grab his wrist with one hand while his knee surged upward. Yi Chen used his legs to block, but fell for Chenju's ploy, and the previously concealed tiger evil roar suddenly exploded, the tiger roar echoing between heaven and earth. Roar! Lu Chenju's knee jerk was a feint as he swiftly crouched down, unleashing a sweeping kick that caught Yi Chen off guard. Lu Chenju's tiger form heart-stealing hit Yi Chen squarely in the chest. With a ripping sound, Yi Chen's training clothes tore open, revealing claw marks on his chest. Enduring the acute pain, Yi Chen used his arms to intercept Lu Chenju's black tiger-rending claw, but found his punch feeble and floating, like a swallow skimming the earth, silent and deceptive. Lu Chenju reached his right claw out from under his left arm again. The swallow cried sharply, ascending to the heavens, and transformed into a soaring fierce tiger in the clouds. Roar! The majestic and powerful tiger roar sounded for the second time. This is what's called the tiger-swallow sky cannon. Lu Chenju had an epiphany while sparring with Jai Feiyan the day before. So he borrowed a little idea and melded it into his own fist moves. This punch, seemingly light, actually carried the force of 1,000 jun, struck Yi Chen on the jaw, momentarily dazing him as if struck by thunderclap, buzzing continuously. If he had not practiced iron head skill, the head would be the most vulnerable spot for a martial artist in the early stage, hence guarding the head is always paramount. But Yi Chen was deceived by Lu Chenju's tiger swallow dual forms, mistaking the intercepting technique for tiger form when he should have blocked swallow form. After being toyed with repeatedly, he briefly lost his judgment, creating an opportunity for Lu Chenju's killing move. This is the meaning behind the tiger swallow dual forms. Intermingling reality and feint, who can distinguish whether I am tiger or swallow. Once suppressed for 100 moves, Lu Chenju counterattacked with a thunderclap method, following the sky-piercing jaw strike with continuous black tiger charging punches, dark force bursting forth, the cracking sound endless. After a series of combos, Yi Chen fell from the platform like a kite with its string cut. After standing up, his handsome face was somewhat bruised, covered in dust and confusion. Lu Chenju bowed with cupped hands atop the platform and said with a smile, "Brother Yi, I am indebted to your leniency." Yi Chen stood dazed for a moment, still pondering the recent exchange of moves. I lost to an 8th rank. He had defeated 9th ranks more than a handful of times. After a while, Yi Chen smiled elegantly and bowed with cupped hands. I'm inferior in skill. Your hard qigong and tiger swallow dual forms are very strong. If not for Lu Chenju's use of hard qigong to endure in the early stages, his ferocious series of moves would have overwhelmed even an ordinary 9th rank in no time. It's monstrous to have both internal and external training. Yi Zhao was utterly dumbfounded, muttering nonstop. Impossible, how could my brother lose to him? His brother is a 9th rank, under sun-shattering finger, a 1 in 10 chance of survival. He alone could not win against his brother, let alone 10 like him. Does this mean that Lu Chenju could defeat 10 of him? In just over half a year, the gap between them had become so vast. Yi Zhao couldn't wrap his head around how Lu Chenju had cultivated. No one can improve that fast on a rocket. He can forget about revenge in this lifetime. Yi Chen entered the rest area, looking at his brother and said coldly,